Oh, oh, thank God! I had a terrible dream where I saw badly edited footage from the legendary wall, where you could clearly still see Super Sentai teams, and the worst part of it all was the intro to Power Rangers MegaForce, and it was the most exciting thing about the episode. Oh, fuck.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rangers in space.
Whoop. Hey, Internet. Yeah, changed, lighting. But anyway, let's get into Power Rangers MegaForce, Episode 1 of Season 1. And you're probably wondering, why is he saying Season 1? Because it's been announced that, well, you're going to have a Super MegaForce, which is supposedly going to be the Gokaiger adaptation, which is just added on to the current season, which is kind of like how you had Super Samurai and Samurai. So, yeah, I'm going to be calling this Season 1. I'm not going to call it Super MegaForce. That's just kind of a lame title. Now, into this episode. This episode, for this review, I am going to ignore everything about Power Ranger history. Now, you're probably going to go, why? This is the 20th year anniversary. Because I want to come in to this as a normal person, if you get my meaning. Like, a guy who hasn't been following Power Rangers since he was a kid, who isn't turning 20 with Power Rangers, who hasn't watched the Super Sentai, anything like that. We're going to base this all on just face value, what is in the episode, and how it plays out. Now, if they are, and I'm gonna give some leeway to like say, oh, I'm still my age, but I watched Power Rangers back when it was on when I was a kid, and I don't remember too much, but I think it's awesome and it's back, and I'm like, oh, let's go check it out. So, what do I think of this episode? Being my 19-year-old self that has only watched Power Rangers once back when he was a kid and barely remembers it, except for when he goes on instant Netflix and goes, hey, let me go check that out. This episode is okay. It's really okay. The best parts of this episode is the beginning part, which it shows all the Power Rangers coming together to fight this army. Even though there are some Power Rangers in there I'm not sure ever existed. Not that I know of. They looked a little weird, and some of them had capes. Anywho, but let's ignore that. But that was awesome, and I can't wait to see where that comes in. And I really can't. So this show is starting off with a great start. And then we go into, a high school in Angel Grove. Hey, Angel Grove is back, yo. And, so there's these kids. They're all wearing colors like red, yellow, green, blue, and pink. And, just the guy who was dreaming of this awesome thing was the Red Ranger, of course. But he's like that guy who's always good, always happy about, well, not happy, but hopeful about everything. And he does karate, which is awesome. Even though he does taekwondo, though the form he was doing on the roof is kind of mixed up. Never mind. And then we meet, the Blue Ranger, who's a nerd. The Black Ranger, who's a soccer player. The Yellow Ranger, who's the Yellow Ranger. The Pink Ranger, who likes nature. And then later on, we're told she's an awesome BMX biker. Okay, straight out of nowhere, but okay. So, what else is there? Well, then we see this alien ship come over to the Earth and go, the humans are lame, and we're bugs. We're alien bugs, which, they do look like alien bugs. Except for the guy who comes down to Earth and fights the Power Rangers for the first time. He does not look like an alien bug, but whatever, he could be a dung beetle thingy. I don't know. So, you know, of course, this big fucking face on the wall with this terrible CGI robot comes in. That looks like an old rover. Comes in and says, "Oh, an alien force is coming in, and I am totally not Zordon because I'm not in a tube. I'm on a wall. Total difference. Anywho, go get these 5 teenagers without attitude. Most of them don't have any attitude whatsoever. Just go pick them out." And, you know, it's the 5 from the school. And they get transported in, which is really cool. I really do like the teleportation. It's kind of freaking sweet, but you can really see the whole, like, teleportation effect. Like, taking the molecules apart in, like, a nice little cool swirl, 3D swirl, and then putting them back together once they come back. And it's actually a really cool effect. I really liked it. Kind of think they could have gone a practical route with the robot still. I mean, really, you couldn't build like a remote control rover looking robot that was painted gold and just like have some guy sitting outside with a controller just moving the thing around. Whatever. And then they come into this cave where there's all these little figurines of past Power Rangers who are stuck in the cave, I guess. But they are all the past Power Rangers who, some of the teams I recognize, some of them I don't. Because, well, they're blurry and they're in the background, I can't really see it. And the cave is nothing like Zordon's cave back in the old days. Remember that? Where it was like all these cool screens and lights and awesome dashboards. And this is kind of like a stone cave with a big-ass face in the wall and 5 little pillars. There's not much here. Yeah. And so, yeah, and then they get their powers. We figure out that the Pink Ranger is a BMX biker out of fuck nowhere. They take on the powers and responsibility, go out, and I don't remember if this was how it was back in the day, but these henchmen were pretty much useless. I mean, these henchmen came in and they were almost defeated with the Power Rangers without them morphing. Like, I mean, a couple of them got taken down by a soccer ball. What is this? Final Fantasy X? Is he Waka? What? Oh, okay, but whatever. They figure out that they can use their lasers against the 5 teenagers. And they have to transform, which is okay transformation. I think Go-Go MegaForce is a stupid call-out, but hey, I heard of Samurai, and that was Go-Go Samurai, and not much better, but at least Go-Go MegaForce comes off the tongue a bit better. Though I think MegaForce Power Up, or something like that would have been cooler. And other than that, the fight is damned quick, even though some of the things I'm questioning, how do they work? Like, I know that the Red Ranger and the Pink Ranger are a dragon and a phoenix and they can fly, but the Black Ranger is a snake. Why does he get a giant fuck-off axe and then can create an earthquake? Why? That doesn't make sense to me. And the Yellow Ranger, she can do that kind of stuff. And of course, the Blue one is the only water aquatic animal, and he's a shark. And he seems to be off on his own a lot. I don't know why that is. I don't know. In the battle. I mean, like, the pink and the red are going to do this, and the black and the yellow are doing this, and then blue's just like, I'm on my own, don't worry about it. But, hey, there was no big Zord battle in this one, but, hey, they didn't need it. And for the first time, hey, the giant monster didn't grow giant and, you know, turn into, well, they didn't have to form their Zord yet. So, hey, maybe that'll be in the next episode. And so, for now, it wasn't bad. It had a little hiccups here and there, but it wasn't bad. I'll definitely keep up with it, but hey, nostalgia stake for really. So, this is a 7 out of 10 for me, the average viewer. Now, for the Super Sentai Power Ranger nerd fan in me. Oh my god, the fucking day of the dumpster references won't stop! Oh god, okay. They explain nothing but keep all the powers from Goseiger. They keep the name Gosei in there, but they're going to call the Gosei Knight Robo Knight for no random reason, except for, oh, you keep the name Gosei, but you ain't going to do Robo Knight? Oh, well, fine, fuck it. And really, the Ranger keys are there, but none of the Power Rangers have lost their powers yet. And I remember distinctly that in Power Rangers, they go out their way to destroy every Power Ranger power at the end of the season. So how can there be Ranger keys? Also, how can there even be Ranger keys when some Power Rangers in this universe are in totally different dimensions and timelines? Time Force is from the future. RPM is in another dimension. I think there's a few more that are just straight up in another dimension and cannot be reached. SPD is also in the future, not as far in the future. Lost Galaxy is definitely in the future because they are on a colony in space. How? Why? Oh, Gosei is the predecessor to Zordon? Oh, when did Zordon tell you that he was gonna... Okay, yeah, I love that. He's like, I'm the predecessor of Zordon, and whenever the Earth is threatened, I come online and recruit some teenagers to become the Power Rangers. Zordon died in space. Way back when. So, Wild Force, Lost Galaxy. Well, I'll give him Lost Galaxy because it wasn't on Earth. But, Wild Force, Dino Thunder, Ninja Storm, freaking Time Force, any other Power Ranger series, RPM, Jungle Fury. All those other times, what were you doing? Were you asleep? Were you just going, oh, they got this, I'll let them freelance it out and whatever, I don't care. But these are nitpicks. And honestly, as a Power Ranger fan, I can stand the endless references, even though they're kind of amusing at some points. I can tell, because I watched Super Sentai, that in the beginning there were some Super Sentai teams in there that they were trying to hide, but didn't do it too well. Honestly, though, this episode was okay. The fight scenes weren't anything special. Then again, Ghost Sender wasn't anything special. And I hope they actually do spice up the action a bit. And I can actually keep going with this series as well. Even though this isn't the best Power Ranger series or the best Power Ranger opening, it still is pretty good, and I'll stick with it. Again, it's a 7 out of 10. So, until next time, y'all, peace.